recordings for you, which will be available always. And one more thing, we will, whatever we are seeing, the project source code also will be shared in our portal, and then project document, any helping document or something, that also we will share to your email also. Okay, as you can see here, this folder will not have anything actually. It's clear folder actually here. Okay, so okay, now as you can see here, I did one Python environment. What is this Python environment? So this is like a one separate environment for my application. What? Okay, right. Now we need to install another library which is called uvicorn. Okay, what's mean by uvicorn means this is like a deployment. Install this library to run our application actually here. Okay, so if you just install it, you can see here immediately all these libraries differences will be installed in our application. And one more thing, method. Okay, it will not connect to any database, or it will not connect to any anything. Just if I'm calling this method, it will give me some response. Okay, passing, right? That will not be stored in the browser history. That is the one scenario actually here. Okay, so that is the reason you should use post actually, which means whenever you are sending username and password, or whenever you are sending any other data, that should always use with the post method. Okay. Now, how to receive this data actually here? Okay, in not on Pydantic JSON structure, which is called a base model. Here I am telling to the Python that this is the data model that I'm using for this application, and you can see here Pydantic is the some decorator or kind of thing. We can say Python library which helps you to create this model and extending to this user data actually here. Now here I'm just mentioning a name and email, which is my custom data type actually here. Now how to use this one to our application is here you can just mention user data, my class name, I can say user colon something like this. So whenever any request comes to this endpoint, it should match with this data. Python concept. Okay, so HTTP exception. This HTTP exception has to be imported from the FastApi, because this will help you to throw the error from your application if there is an error or anything. Okay, maybe we can say HTTP status code is, I just mentioned 400. I told you 400 means it's a failure actually. Now here's there's one more object called detail. We can say login failure. Okay, the reason why we are doing that is, if this is success, by default it's a 200. If it is failure, I am telling it's considered as a status code 400. You can use 500 also. It's your wish. You can name it whatever you want. Detail login failure. Because MySQL is like a third-party application, which is like a different application, and Python is a different application, as you can see here. To connect these things, we need some proper library in order to connect actually. So what we need to do, we are going to use one framework called sqlalchemy. So pip3 install sql. Okay, these are the column name that I have in my application actually. Can you see here it? Name, email, mobile number, password, ID. These are the column name that I have actually here. Now I need to mention the structure actually, but before that I need to mention class. My table name is, I can consider as a user. Okay, this is the base model. Okay, base model. Okay, this base model we need to inherit. Once again, let me clear it everything. Okay, everything should be proper indentation. Here I can say table name. Post is working fine. To our database also, it's like a full REST API. We created a REST API. We connected to the database, and the database is properly connected with our API connections actually here. Yes. So any doubts, guys? Any clarification or any doubts? Updating the record. For example, I have some records based on the ID that I want to update actually. Okay, that's also we will do, and we can do delete also. Both these things we will do in our. This is updating. Let me tell you like what is this update and how it is working actually here. So what I'm doing is I am trying Sorry guys, actually. Okay, so now my user is updated, as you can see here. Now let's go for delete. Actually here, delete is nothing but it's very simple actually, because delete is also exactly like update, but this delete I will use this ID and it will delete. That's it. Update also based on this ID I will do the update, but delete also based on this, but only with the ID actually here. Okay, shall we do this one? That one also. So here, let me shrink the font size. Okay, so let me do everything. Delete is delete, same user also, and this is not when my username and password is correct, it goes to this method and the token will be shared in the response actually here. Okay, fine, everything is fine. Let us check whether it is working fine or not. In order to check, we need to run the application. Okay, now my application is running fine. Go to the Postman, because this is the login method, so we should always go with the Postman only, or we can go for Swagger also. Yes, that is also fine. Yeah, Swagger is working. Let me refresh it. Where is the login method? Yeah, this is the login method, and try it out. Password is I don't know what password. Let's try. It's a test and test@gmail.com. Okay, so password is, go to Swagger. Password is test@gmail.com. Test. Okay, execute. Login failure. Oh, sorry, I changed it. Yeah, you can see here, login is successful. The token is also generated. Token is also generated actually. Okay. Now, if you want to know how the token is fine, now as you can see here, the token is fine actually. Now the token will be expired after 30 seconds. If you want, you can check. As you can see here, the same token I am passing. I didn't change anything. Execute it. You can say token is fine. Now, after 30 seconds, you can see, I don't know in which time. Let me remove it. Now send me. Okay, as you can see here, the token will be expired on 12:25:41. I don't know what is the second now. 12:25:40. Oh, 41. It will be disabled actually here. What's the time now? Okay, I think now it will be. It will now you can see the same token. Token is fine. We execute it. Yeah. Now it's failure actually, which means it got expired actually. Okay, so which means the same token I'm sending, but it is failure actually. You understood the scenario, right? The same token I'm passing, it's working fine, but the same token after 30 seconds of this thing, it is failure. This is called JWT token actually. Okay.